Alright, welcome everyone to some more Dota 2 Canada Cup. I, of course, am your host, Niz. Thanks for joining me today. We've got two series tonight. We've got a best of one between Team eHug and Top 5. This is a loser's bracket round 1 match. Loser of this goes home. They're done. Winner advances to, of course, the next round of the loser's bracket, where they'll have to play another best of one for their survival in the tournament. But following this match, we've got, oh boy, I think one of my most anticipated matches. And that is between Summoner's Rift and the North American Rejects. And it's going to be a best of 3 winners bracket semifinals. That's going to be one hell of a match, so definitely stick around for that. It's going to be immediately following this match, or at least it's at 8 p.m. roughly after this match finishes. Don't worry, you'll maybe have time to go run and get a drink after this game. But make sure you don't miss that one. It's going to be a really good series. But we've got this one to go through first. So first of all, like I said, Dota 2 Canada Cup. If you haven't bought the in-game ticket, what the hell are you doing? Go buy that damn thing. $9. Spend set. Increase the prize pool at $1,756 right now. So definitely go buy that thing. And if you haven't, go buy your damn compendium. That stuff just came out. And if you haven't bought it, I don't know what you're doing, man. I don't know. You're killing esports.
DotA team ban.
But seriously, go buy your compendium, go buy that ticket, support all these great events. And you know what? Support me too. Hit that damn follow button. Why not? Why not? While you're at it, while you're actually getting things done, hit that button. But let's talk a little bit more about this this draft in this game, because we're in 6.84. We saw a little bit of 6.84 the other night. We're Mango's boys. But we're already seeing a little bit of a shake-up here. We saw a little bit of what Top 5 was willing to do. They were, well, we saw a best of 3 from them, and they only got to play 2 games because they lost both of them. But they definitely weren't afraid to step outside the box. Now, all these players have a little bit more experience with regards to 6.84 under their belt. And we're going to see if Top 5 is going to look to do that once again, as we can already see that Team eHug has. But let's get through the bans first. Is Zeus and Dragon Knight. Once again, a hero that's been changed quite a bit. Going to get banned out for Team eHug. Queen of Pain and Bat Rider are going to be the bans for Top 5. Then eHug. First pick, that Winter Wyvern. We saw him banned both games yesterday. I think it was both games he was banned. I know Lesh was definitely first banned both games by Top 5. But Winter Wyvern's going to be the first pick. Then eHug even adds an Ursa to that. 2 heroes. Well, Winter Wyvern's new to CM. And of course, Ursa, although he only had one change, it was a pretty significant change, and that was to his Enrage. And that's going to make him a lot more tanky. I believe when he pops Enrage, it's minus 80 or 80% reduction in damage. 80%. Look at that. We're already getting our stats right. We're better in 6.84 than we were in 6.83 already. But Top 5, they picked Shadow Fiend and Ancient Apparition as their initial 2. Then the next round of bans, we had Earthshaker and Phantom Lancer banned out by Team eHug.
5 seconds remaining.
And now Top 5 has banned out the Clockwork, and we're awaiting their 4th as they just start to dip into the reserve time. I'm really interested to see how Team eHug looks to run the Winter Wyvern. I think everyone believes it's going to be run as a support, and certainly for the most part it has been run as a support in pubs. But you never know. You never know. And I think he definitely has a lot of potential as a support. I'm interested to see whether he's going to be run as a 4 or run as a 5. I've played him a few times. I can't say I've played against him or with him that many times. But it's immediately apparent when you look at his skill set, when you've played him, that he has competitive potential. Doesn't really come across that much in pub play, but I'm telling you, this hero is going to be strong and competitive. Teams just need to figure out how to utilize him. And you know what? Maybe we're all wrong. Other people have said this too. Maybe we're all wrong.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe that Winter Wyvern isn't competitively viable and we just haven't figured out a way to utilize him, and maybe he'll just never get picked again in CM. We'll have to wait and see. But I have a feeling that eHug first of all knows what they're doing with it, and they're gonna show us. They're gonna show us the way of the frozen dragon dude. The Winter Wyvern. Top 5 banned out Templar Assassin, and then once again went into the reserve time. They only have 35, almost 35. Now they've got 35 seconds left of their reserve time, so definitely a little hesitant, or at least taking the time to think about what they're going to do here, as they're certainly going up against something that I don't think they're used to going up against, and that is that Ursa Winter Wyvern combo. Unless they played a scrim in the last couple days that had that combo, it's going to be new to them. And Vengeful Spirit's going to be the pick that they go with, so not really straying too far from the tree. Shadow Fiend, most likely going to be parked in that mid lane. Ancient Apparition and Vengeful Spirit will be your 2 supports. Of course, Shadow Fiend, don't think there was any changes. Vengeful Spirit, don't think there was any changes either. Ancient Apparition did get a slight change to his Chilling Touch, his 3rd ability, where you can buff yourself and your allies with that frost chilling magic damage attack
5
thing.
seconds remaining.
So your auto attacks deal magic damage. They do a significant amount more magic damage, but your attack speed is slowed. And now they just made it so that you can right click that buff off. So oftentimes Ancient Apparition would come out of in the early laning phase. He'd come out of the trees, buff his carry with it and the other support, and they try to go and attack the offlaner. They may or may not get the kill, but then the carry's stuck with a few more charges of this thing on him, and he's left trying to last hit the creeps. Of course, it doesn't work on the creeps, but it does continue to slow his attack speed, so it was a little bit of a pain trying to last hit with that thing. As a carry, now the carry can just right click it off when he doesn't actually need it, as he's just going to be attacking the creeps. So that's a good change. I don't think there was any other changes. I should bring up the patch log, because although I do think I know most of it, there is definitely going to be some things that I don't know. So let's
Radiant team pick.
Ancient Apparition. Okay, that was indeed the only change to Ancient Apparition. Spirit Breaker, he wasn't changed. Ursa, like I said, he was just his Enrage was changed. And Winter Wyvern, they did a few changes to him. Actually, more than a few. But I'm not going to get into those because it's kind of going to be a little bit. But we're going to have Beastmaster coming out, and looks like the draft is going to be picking up, as both teams don't really have much reserve time left. But Top 5 has picked up what looks like their offlaner with the Beastmaster, so they're just going to be waiting on their carry. As for eHug, Spirit Breaker, probably their offlaner.
Witch Doctor.
Yep, their offlaner.
Radiant
As they pick up the Witch Doctor, which I imagine will be supporting with the Winter Wyvern, unless it's some Winter Wyvern mid? I don't know. Or maybe it could be Winter Wyvern farming in the safe lane and Ursa in the jungle, but we don't know. We don't know. This is the first time we've seen him in 6.84. I don't know if he's actually been played in 6.84. This could very well be the first game that he's ever been played in 6.84.
10 seconds remaining.
This is where I need a stats guy to pop that up on the screen and let me know. If you know in chat, let me know. But yeah, so we've got that support duo, Winter Wyvern and Witch Doctor, most likely protecting the Ursa in the safe lane, Spirit Breaker in the off lane, and eHug. We'll be looking to add a carry or a mid hero onto that.
10 seconds remaining.
Top 5 banning out the Tinker as a result. So thank God
5 seconds
we're not going to see a Tinker game. As I know there's people out there that love Tinker. They do.
Reserve time.
And you know what? There was a time and a place where I did too. That was a long, long time ago when he used to be played as a ganker, jumping around with laser and rocket. I absolutely hated March of the Machines as an ability. I still do.
Team pick.
And I think most of the viewers out there do as well. They hate how it draws out games and it just makes it so difficult for teams to push. But thankfully, we're not going to see that gets removed from the pool. Slark will also be removed from the pool. So now Top 5. Ball's in your court. What are you going to pick for your carry here? If we think about some of the the original,
10
or I
seconds
guess not
remaining.
original, but 6.83 carries that we became accustomed to.
5
PA?
seconds remaining.
I think she's pretty much fallen from obscurity. And Silver Edge, one of the new items, I
Reserve
think
time.
that's, wow. I think that
Dire
could be one of the
team
big deciding or defining things is that reduces her damage output. Plus there's the ability to disable her evasion as well. And yes, Dota Tom, the patch is out. This is on 6.84. We saw a little bit of 6.84 yesterday, but now we're going to see Slardar in 6.84. This is news to me.
10 seconds remaining.
Slardar has returned. The fish
5
Myrmidon
seconds
dude.
remaining.
What changed on Slardar? Just his Slithering Crush, so his stun damage has
Reserve
changed.
time.
Besides that, they also allowed him to buy Basher, and all heroes that have some kind of bash mechanic, like Spirit Breaker, are
10
now allowed to
seconds
buy
remaining.
Basher and Abyssal. However, they're not able to bash with those items. So the reason that they did that is Slardar, sometimes, you know what? Abyssal would be a good item pickup just for that active. But you don't really need the bash because you already have bash. Sometimes you just feel like you need that Abyssal to lock down a BKB target. So that was one of the changes. And we're going to see Wind Ranger picked up by eHug. So that's going to be their mid laner. And here we go. We're jumping on into it. A best of one between top 5 and eHug.
Prepare for battle.
Loser, they're gone. Winner stays alive in the tournament to live another day. On the Radiant side, we're going to have top 5. Playing their Vengeful Spirit is going to be Shanks. Burning DD is going to be on the Shadow Fiend. Big Bubblegum. I love saying that name. He's going to be on the Slardar. Greyface, no space. No, sorry. Kappa is going to be playing the Beastmaster. And AJ is going to be on the Ancient Apparition. Immediately, I'll point out one thing. If you are new to 6.84, if we take a look at the Beastmaster's items down here, Observer Rewards, you can buy them in stacks of 1, even though this was pooled to them by AJ. You can now buy them individually. Words of Revelation, Sentries, you cannot buy as 1. They still come in a pack of 2. But the other change is we look at AJ's items, is that the Observer Wards and Sentry Wards now take the same spot in the inventory. You can toggle between the two, which one you want to drop. So in this situation, we can see that the Observer Wards got 1, and the Sentry Wards, he's holding on to 2 of those. So freeing up a little bit of space in the inventory for those supports. Good change. It's going to take a little bit to get used to, but good change overall. As we're seeing the teams approach each other, as I still haven't introduced eHug, which is going to be on our Dire side. We'll try to do it as we sit here with the team so close. MJW is going to be on the Witch Doctor, Gamer123 on the Wind Ranger, and here we go. They're going to engage as Burning DD is going to be the target. Charges on him, Cask is on him. Infinity's going to charge on in on that Spirit Breaker. Will he? Well, he's not going to have a bash, but they're not going to need it as they're going to get first blood. MJW on the Witch Doctor, going to get that killing blow. Of course, Infinity, no bash because he's skilled. Charge, and we just saw that as all these heroes are just level 1. But for Team eHug, we do have MJW on the Witch Doctor. Sorrow is going to be playing the Ursa. Pandago is going to be on that Winter Wyvern. I'm excited to see what he's got. He's even starting with one of the new items, the Enchanted Mango. We're Mango Boys. Gamer123 on that Wind Ranger, which I already mentioned, and Infinity also on the Spirit Breaker, which we saw engage and lead the way for his team there in that first blood. But we are going to see the Spirit Breaker in the top lane going up against the Beastmaster. Mid lane, it's going to be Shadow Fiend up against Wind Ranger. That one's not that different from what we're expecting, but it is going to be an aggressive tri-lane coming up from eHug with the Winter Wyvern, the Witch Doctor, and the Ursa going up against this Ancient Apparition, Vengeful Spirit, and Slardar. So for a long time, or at least, was it 6.82, 6.81? I don't remember when. Oh, we're going to see an engage show. Get to that point in a second. His big Bubblegum is in all kinds of trouble. He's going to try to run away, but he's not going to get even close to his towers. He's going to get brought down as eHug gets another kill. This time, it goes to the Winter Wyvern. Pandago getting a little bit of that extra gold. But there was a time and a place where Ancient Apparition, he was picked almost every game. He was incredibly strong, and you would always fear And pretty much with there being an Ancient Apparition on the other side, you would not go aggro into an Ancient Apparition just because Chilling Touch is so incredible. However, we're seeing eHug going aggro straight into an Ancient Apparition. Part of that is because, well, it's a Slardar. They also know that Slardar is incredibly weak in a tri-lane, so there is a little bit of offset there. Shanks now finding himself in trouble as we're going to see a third kill here for the eHug tri-lane. As there we go. MJW gets it for his second kill of the game. AJ's is going to take a little bit of damage. But Pandago, this Arctic burn does so much damage. Increases his attack range by a ridiculous amount. It's just level 1 right now, but it's at 275 increased range. On top of that, it burns your health by 8%. It's 8% of your current, but still, on a full HP target, when you get those first initial attacks, those are hitting really hard. On top of the normal right-click damage that's coming through with this as well. It's quite strong, and his other skill set is very strong as well. MJW has picked up the double damage rune, and we also have Shanks, who hasn't come back to the bottom lane. He's picked up the top rune, which is a bounty, as he's going to try to wrap around on mid. As we see Big Bubblegum, looks like he's going to go down. We'll look away as there's action in the mid lane, as Gamer123 looks like he's been able to back away and avoid that gank. Sorrow in the bottom lane got the kill on the Ursa. Pandago, where is he going? He's rotating. Is he going to wrap around on mid? What is he doing? Oh, maybe he's looking to cut off the Vengeful Spirit as she was trying to rotate back down. As we see, Shank's not doing that. He's not making that rotation. He's going down back into his base. Probably going to stop at the fountain as he needs that mana. Sitting at just 80 mana right now. That's not enough to throw to stun. But right now, you have to say, eHug very dominant to start this game off. They've got our only 4 kills of the game. As Burning DD will deliver his bottle. Pandago not going to be able to pick that career off, nor was he going for it, but he is going to try to pick off Burning DD as Gamer123 will lead with a shackle, but immediately we have a TP in from Shanks on that Vengeful Spirit to stop any kind of dive that was potentially going to happen. But with that little bit of pressure, Burning DD still remains our top farmer in the game, and as I say that, he drops down to 4. That's just how close it is. But he's sitting at 20 and 7 as he jumps right back up. The Wind Ranger, a little bit behind, 14 and 1, sorry, for her. Top lane, how's this going? Beastmaster sitting at 18 and 4. The Spirit Breaker at 21 and 1, fairly even. Spirit Breaker might have a slight edge there. And in this bottom tri-lane, obviously, it's going quite well for eHug. As we've got 21 and 5 on the Ursa and just 6 and 0 on the Slardar. But we are going to lose the Ancient Apparition as well. So that's a 5th kill now for eHug. As top 5 really struggling to lane this. It's really interesting that they chose to go with that Slardar. They must have thought that there was no possibility of an aggro tri-lane coming up from eHug, but obviously they read that wrong. As now they're certainly getting punished for picking up that Slardar. Looks like they're going to lose that Slaughter as he's going to get right-clicked down one more time. MJW is now on a killing spree. He's been a part of all 6 of the kills. Pandago sitting at 1-0 and 4, and Sorrow at 2-0 and 4. Pandago still holding on to that Enchanted Mango. Of course, if you don't know what that can do, I'll tell you about it in just a second. As Kappa is going to get Nether Striked by Infinity, but then he's going to get Primal Roared under the Tier 1 tower. Big Bubblegum TP's on in. Drops that Slithering Crush, and with Infinity getting hit by the tower, he's going to go down for top 5's first kill of the game. But we'll go back to the Enchanted Mango, let you guys know what that does. So basically, it's going to give you a passive 1 HP regen per second. On top of that, you can consume it at any point, or force feed it to one of your teammates to give it to them, and it instantly restores 150 mana. But of course it consumes the item. Certainly an interesting item, and certainly we've seen a few players experiment with. It's really hard to know when it's been used to give mana in those critical situations. It's one of those hard things to gauge as a spectator. But I imagine as we play more games in 6.84, we'll get a better understanding of how it works. They're going to dive under the tower here for AJ. AJ with some clever jukes there. I don't think it's going to be enough for him to get away, as he was trying to juke back down, but he's going to find An angry little bear.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
A Sorrow smacks him with his claws, or scratches him, I guess, with his claws a few times to get that kill. 7-1. Now, we're 6.5 minutes into this game, over a kill a minute so far, and welcome to 6.84 as we're not stopping there as we got a charge from Infinity onto Burning DD. Needs to be careful though, there's 2 heroes from top 5 real close to supporting Burning DD as Kappa's going to come on in. Does he have the Primal Roar? Yes, he does. Stunning up Infinity. Burning DD dropping low, but he'll be okay. Missing a raise by a long shot. We will lose Shanks, but they will get the return kill onto Infinity there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Gamer
attack.
123 hits that power shot onto Burning DD. And speaking of DD, we've got one on Gamer 123. Still, our top farmer in the game is actually Burning DD at 41-15. Ursa, Sorrow, 38-6, 39-6, and 40-6. 41-6. There we go. As he's doing quite well on the Ursa. Of course, he's had that spectacular lane. And you know what? CS isn't it. As he's been a part of 7 kills, 3-0-4 on that Ursa. So I imagine his net worth is going to be higher than that Shadow Fiend. Of course, we won't look yet. We'll wait to the 10-minute mark or slightly thereafter.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
For the mid lane, Wind Ranger's not doing too bad. Obviously, still quite a bit behind Burning DD at 37 CS, so 13 CS behind the Shadow Fiend. That's maybe a little bit to be expected, but Gamer123 looking like he's going to be in a little bit of trouble as there they come. Shanks and Big Bubblegum coming in from behind as top 5 combine with those 3 heroes to get their third kill of the game, excuse me. Pandago did TP on in, but way too late to help out his teammate. Unfortunately, there is that channel time of the TP. It's not instant, although you wish it was sometimes as a support. 1,600 gold on the Ursa, already completed his phase boots and has picked up a Morbid Mask. Expect him to be able to do Roche soon. In fact, he's actually going for it right now, as he's just going to walk on in there and rage. So good. As he'll be able to bring down that Roche real quick. Do we have a response from top 5? Doesn't look like it. Burning DD just doing his typical farming of the jungle. One of those other changes, as we saw it actually just have a slight effect there, is Mud Golems are no longer spell immune. They do have, I believe, 50% resistance. But I'll get to that in a second. Burning DD is going to get slowed down by Pandago as top 5 is going to engage in this Roche pit. Sorrow will still destroy Roche and get the Aegis. And we're going to see MJW go down, but will the rest of eHug be able to get on out of this pit, as we're going to lose Pandago on the Winter Wyvern. Sorrow will pop back up thanks to that Aegis. Shanks going low, and he'll get sniped in the back by a power shot from Gamer123. Burning DD looks like he's going to go down as well. We've also lost the Ursa. Burning DD, wow, almost going down, but instead, oh my goodness, living life on the edge. MJW goes into the pit to get that kill onto Burning DD, throws out the cask, but somehow Burning DD managed to get that TP off. He was in a little bit of a right-click battle. He beat the Wind Ranger just by 1 auto attack. It was so close to that last auto attack going off from Gamer123. Didn't happen, so Burning DD just barely survived there. And then MJW comes running into the pit, and he goes down before he's able to drop Burning DD. So a huge swing there in favor of top 5. As it seemed like eHug was way out in front in this game, and now it's tightened back up, 10-9 at the 10-minute mark. As we did see Roche go down the first time, but that Aegis used immediately, and the Ursa falling even after respawning there with the Yank. Well, it has hit that 10-minute mark, so we will take a look at the net worth, because I'm curious, especially after that huge swing. I want to see what it has done to our gold graph, as I didn't think we had a gigantic discrepancy, but well, let's take a look. Yeah, oh my goodness, it was almost 4,000 gold lead for eHug, and now it's evened up, or at least come a lot closer, with just 1,000 gold lead for eHug. So huge swing in favor of top 5 there. Take a look at our XP, and well, it's actually in favor of XP thanks to all those kills, as they're about 2,000 XP ahead of their eHug counterparts. Top net worth is actually still the Shadow Fiend, as he's now 4-1-4. That fight in the Roche pit, huge difference that has made on where he sits on the food chain. Sorrow, he's our second net worth at just over 5k. Speaking of 5k, we've also got the Beastmaster at
Radiant's
5k.
top
Kappa
tower is under attack.
doing quite well as his offlane Beastmaster. He's managed to distance himself from the Spirit Breaker by about 1100. Gamer123, who's been going up against this Shadow Fiend, is sitting at 4400. We do have a smoke from eHug. Sorrow has picked up his Blink Dagger, and they're going to look for a kill. AJ, oh no, he's in all kinds of trouble as he just drops to the Fuzzy Wuzzy.
You died to it.
So Pandago still holding on to that Enchanted Mango, doing a little bit of warding. He's gone with Tranquil Boots and also Magic Wand. Magic Wand recipe has changed slightly. It requires one less GG branch or iron branch, Ironwood branch. I don't even remember what it's called. I call it GG branch as Gamer123 gets picked off there at the top rune.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It includes a circlet now in its recipe, or sorry, in its
illusion
requirement.
Dyer's
I don't know. I don't know what to call it. Either way, it's a circlet now. No GG branch or
Dyer's
one less
structures
GG branch.
are
No
fortified.
recipe. As Pandago has picked that up, and he does have level 6, a Winter's Curse.
Dyer's courier
He's going to be able to cast that onto an opponent, and it's basically like a reverse
Dyer's middle tower
black
has
hole
fallen.
taunt. I don't know. Everyone around that hero is going to start attacking them, so they're all basically CC'd and attacking their own ally. So it's going to do more damage than a black hole. On top of that, they're all going to be CC'd. It doesn't have to be channeled. It can't be broken. It's actually a ridiculous ability. And I'm eager to see Pandago get the first use out of that. This big bubblegum. I don't know how he's done it, but he's done it. He's got his Blink Dagger. As well, that's pretty much what you look for on a Slardar. When you pick a Slardar, is you've got to get that Blink Dagger up early so he can move around the map and start ganking Kappa. He actually hasn't gone for his Blink Dagger first, but he's gone for a Necro Book. Guess he sees that, well, we got a Slardar, he can jump and initiate. I can follow up with a Primal Roar, and I'll have our Necro Book, so we'll be able to be a little bit stronger in those team fights as well. And we'll be able to push on the back of a potentially one team fight. Burning DD hasn't really mixed up his build too different to what we typically saw Shadow Fiends building before. He's gone for the mech, and now he's going for the Yule Scepter. On top of that, Yule Scepter, the mana cost to use the Yules has increased by 100. It was 75, it's now at 175. Interesting to see if that's really going to have an effect on the Shadow Fiend. Ice Blast is going to fly into the mid lane as eHug is pushing. It's just going to land on Infinity. We're going to have a TP from Shanks, Kappa, and Burning DD, and that'll force eHug to back away. That push that was going on by top 5 has resulted in the top tier 1 tower going down.
Oh, look at it go!
And so what do we got here? Let's try and wow, we just have straight up Necro 3. Just basically skipping over Necro 2 and just going straight to 3 from Kappa. Expect him to be able to push. Also gives you the nice advantage of being able to do a little bit of counter warding as well. Shanks, how is he doing? He's got his Tranquils. What's flying in on the courier right now? Some more support items for Shanks. Burning DD, he has finished that Yule Scepter. We just took a look at Kappa. Big bubblegum sitting at 1100. Probably going to go upgrading his boots into treads soon. Maybe. AJ just finished a Midas on the Ancient Apparition. Ancient Apparition, one of those heroes that actually really benefits from a Midas as a support, is that allows him to get that extra bit of gold, but also the extra bit of XP, as leveling up your Ice Blast is so important. And that extra bit of gold's nice too, as it gets you closer and closer to your Aghanim Scepter, as that makes the Ice Blast last longer and longer. Burning DD is going to get shackled up here as Gamer123 was in Viz, and now we're going to see Pandago throw out a bunch of his abilities on Winter Wyvern. Don't even know what the hell half of them are called, but he will get swapped out as Shanks comes on in, and now Gamer123 will be put into prison by Pandago. That makes him immune to physical damage attacks and also regenning, but we are still going to see Gamer123 go down there. Pandago is trying to hide in the trees, but that's not really going to work out for him as he's going to go down. He does have flying movement, I guess. I don't know what it's called. But he's
Radiant's
basically
middle
like
tower is
Bat Rider
fallen.
with Firefly, so we can go over trees and cliffs when he's got his first ability activated. And we saw him just flying over those trees there. But unfortunately not able to
Dire's
hide long
bottom
enough.
tower is under attack.
As top 5 was on the case. Now they look to keep using
Dire's
that
structures
Beastmaster and
are
that Necro 3 to
fortified.
push, as they're going to bring down the
Dire's bottom
top
tower
or the
is
bottom
under
tier 1
attack.
tower here. Shank's pushing up a little bit past the tower to maybe just place an observer ward, or at least scout out any
Dire's bottom tower
defense
has
coming out
fallen.
from eHug. The observer ward goes down. Tower also goes down as well. Burning DD got the last hit there, so a little bit more gold going the way of the Shadow Fiend. And then the top lane, Infinity, has found himself in a little bit of a battle with Big Bubblegum, as he was actually not even attacking the hero, he was attacking the creeps, realizing that he was going to go down. MJW, wow, he's actually made quite a... Obviously he had a great start, but he's made quite a bit of progress towards his Aghanim Scepter, as he's 100 gold away from his next part of the Aghanim Scepter, which means he's effectively 1100 gold away from completing the whole thing.
Don't mind if I do.
Pandago still just sitting on those tranquils. Gamer123 has gone for a Blink Dagger as well, as we see Burning DD also picking up a Blink Dagger. Big Bubblegum also just picked up a Hand of Midas on the Slardar. So, are we seeing the return of Midas Gaming? I don't know. We're seeing a bunch of them coming out this game. Sorrow hasn't gone for a Midas, but he has picked up an Ogre Club. As that should wrap it up for most of the heroes in the game, with the exception of the Spirit Breakers. He's also got one of those Midases. And he's also picked up a Sange. So Sange, of course, before it used to build into 2 items, the S&Y and the Heaven's Halberd. Now there's a third that it builds into, and that's the Silver Edge, which we're probably going to see Infinity go for this game, as it combines the Sange with a Shadow Blade to create the Silver Edge. This Big Bubblegum is going to jump on in to Pandago. They're going to drop him right at the start of this fight. Nice shackle. We'll tie Big Bubblegum to a tree, somehow not to the heroes, despite that ability having precedence or preference over heroes over creeps and trees. I still don't understand. I mean, I know how Wind Ranger's shackle works. I understand the mechanics. I understand how the game interprets it. I understand how it says, okay, yes, this is going to shackle. No, it's not going to shackle. How to line them up. I understand all that, but in practice, it just doesn't make sense half the time. Power Shot just harassing top 5 as they take Roche here. Aegis will go on to Burning DD, so Shadow Fiend. It's getting pretty big and scary right now. In fact, he's even going to go up to the top lane right now and do a little bit more farming. Sorrow's added a Mithril Hammer, so it's going to be a BKB for him. As MJW's also picked up the Blade of Alacrity, now just 650 away from completing that Aghanim Scepter. We've seen some really good death wards recently, so it'll be interesting to see what MJW is able to do with that.
Radiant's
Kappa,
bottom
has he added
tower
anything
is
else?
under
No,
attack.
he's not actually going for treads. What he's going to be going for is boots of travel. That's also one of those things that Beastmasters love to get, so he's going to go for that, of course. Boots of
Radiant's
Travel
bottom
can also be
tower is under
upgraded now
attack.
to an advanced version of Boots of Travel, which allow you to TP to any allied hero. It's interesting interaction there. I've played so far 2 games as Alchemist in 6.84. Both those games as Alch I got the upgraded Boots of Travel. Played some other games as
Radiant's
well,
top
but
tower is
not
under
as much
attack.
as I'd like to. As certainly after this cast ends, I'm going to be playing some more 6.84 to get a better feel for it. And I gotta tell you, feels pretty good playing 6.84. So if you haven't, patch and hop in a game when you get a chance. AJ's picked up a point booster, almost at his second component of the Egg Scepter as well. Some pings going out as top 5 move in to the dire jungle. Burning DD. He won't be able to catch the Spirit Breaker or the Witch Doctor, as now they're going to make their way back towards the mid lane. Burning DD is actually just going to blink on in and wipe out the creep wave. We've got Sorrow and Pandago off to the right hand side. Treads are going to be picked up by the Slardar, so I was right about that,
Dire's
but of
middle
course he went for the
tower is under
Midas
attack.
before he finished
Dire's
those treads.
structures
And
are
it looks like
fortified.
eHug's just going to completely let this go. I don't know, they're all kind of below, they're kind of by the secret shop. Are they going to re-engage here? Top 5, maybe a little playing a little bit cautious here is... Frankly, I'm surprised that eHug isn't defending this tower a little bit more firmly. But we are going to see an engage here as Burning DD is going to get the Yules off onto Sorrow. MJW is also going to get stunned up by the Slithering Crush of Big Bubblegum. We are going to see the Witch Doctor go down. The Ursa is going to go down as well, despite being in that prison. There, the Winter's Curse goes out on to Burning DD. He takes a bunch of damage. He goes down, but he's going to come back up with the Aegis. He got Infinity, or did the majority of the damage to Infinity. Kappa was the one able to finish him off, as we're just left with Pandago and Gamer123 left to defend here for eHug, as top 5, 22 minutes into the game, look to break the base. They've dropped the tier 3 tower. They're going to go for the melee racks, and pretty sure they're going to be able to get it here, as it's about to go down. Shackle Shot will latch that creep to the Shadow Fiend, but look at everyone on the side of top 5 staying back in behind Burning DD, just protecting him. And one more auto attack. There we go. Our first Rax goes down. Big Bubblegum jumps on in, gets the crush off onto both those heroes, but we do have some respawn. Sorrow is going to rejoin the fray. So is MJW, as they've once again latched Burning DD, and he's going to get charged. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get on out of there. But your Shadow Fiend for a melee Rax this early in the game, I'd take it. Gamer123 now finding himself in front of AJ, being able to slow him down. It's going to be another kill for eHug. So they managed to get 3 as top 5 tries to retreat from taking that Rax. But I think top 5 would still be happy with how it went. In fact, the ranged Rax even going down there. See the gold swing there? There's going to be about 3,200 gold going the way of eHug as a result of that. They did buy back on the Spirit Breaker, and let's take a look at what that's done to the net worth. Frankly, not much, as top 5 has, well, they were behind almost 4k gold, and they pulled back with that one big fight at Roche. Then they just had another good fight, and then from there it's just been top 5 all the way. As I think at one point they were down 7 kills, 7 to nothing, I think, maybe something like that. XP is going to put them near 7,500 as well. But top 5 has found a way to rebound from what was a pretty atrocious early game, as they got punished for picking up the Slaughter. Maybe they thought they were immune to an aggressive tri-lane because they had the Ancient Apparition, but Slaughter almost wipes out that little advantage that you have from the Ancient Apparition. Kappa has not gone for the Boots of Travel. He's just messing with me right now. He's gone with an Aghanim Scepter. Shanks has got an Urn. Burning DD, well, it's going to build towards a Yasha. Big Bubblegum has gone for a 4-staff on the Slaughter. I wouldn't say that's too usual. As, AJ getting close to finishing his Aghanim Scepter, 300 gold away from that. Speaking of that, MJW has finished his on the Witch Doctor, and he's smoked up with his team. Infinity, probably going to be the one leading the way, while Sorrow's probably going to blink past. But he will do just that, as he... What happened there? I don't know, but either way, he's going to get stunned up by Kappa, and Sorrow going to get dropped. Burning DD is going to go down as well. Infinity, Kappa, and Shanks all going to go down. That Death Ward doing work. MJW showing the value of that Aghanim Scepter on the Witch Doctor. Oh my goodness, now we're going to have Big Bubblegum shackled to the tree. Good positioning there from Gamer123, using that Blink Dagger to get himself into the position to do so. They got it. Oh no, the Blink Dagger. They weren't able to disable it. Gamer123 is going to blink after him. Will they be able to hit the Slaughter? No, Power Shot's going to fly through. The ping comes out, so they did see him there. And MJW just wasn't able to make the rotation over and cut off the Slaughter, as he was tied up with those Necro Book minions. When it's all said and done, eHug coming out ahead in that team fight, and you have to think it all comes down to that Death Ward placed right in this kind of vicinity, kind of close to this Observer Ward actually, by MJW. And with that Aghanim's upgraded, bouncing around, doing so much damage. Oh my goodness. Pandago's actually picked up a gem on the Winter Wyvern. And he's also got a Staff of Wizardry. He's going to go do a little bit of dewarding, but he's not going to find any, as there's no Observer Wards down there. And he just kind of was standing around here, just kind of walked down here. Somehow, he must have just been outside of range of that Observer Ward. He's going to use that flying vision to check up on those cliffs. Gamer123 is going for an egg scepter as well. He's got 2,200 gold in his wallet right now. So expect that eggs to come out soon. Oh, we're going to see the Glimmer Cape. This is the first Glimmer Cape that we've seen on the cast. We saw some of the other new items last night. But MJW going with the Glimmer Cape. Some say inspired by Universe with that. Well, it was kind of a universe-themed cape. I don't know how to describe it. Look it up. I'm sure if you've been on Reddit, you know what I'm talking about. Either way, Glimmer Cape, it's actually really, really good. It's an incredible support item. Basically, what it allows you to do is cast somewhat Mirana ult on an allied hero or on yourself. And you also give them 66% magic resistance. It's actually really, really good. Passively, it gives you a little bit of attack speed, which is always nice on a support. And it also gives you 20% spell resistance. It's actually incredible. It's also not that expensive of an item either. As, what else do we got? What do we got? Oh, Sorrow not actually going for that silver edge. He's actually gone with the Heaven's Halberd instead. Maybe to stop the Shadow Fiend or the Slardar from attacking. We haven't seen a BKB come out from the Slardar, so he's not going to be able to dispel that Heaven's Halberd effect. But we see one probably on the way as he's picked up an Ogre Club. Pandago still has that Staff of Wizardry. Still hasn't found this Observer Ward. It's going to expire, so not going to be able to get the 50 gold for killing that ward. Because now they're going to do a little bit of warding as they're smoked up, making their way down to the Radiant Jungle. Sorrow has finished his BKB. Sitting on another 1,400 gold. Will they be able to find anyone? Oh no, they might go on this illusion. Oh no, they will spot these other illusions. But that's going to break their smoke because the real one's there. And we're going to immediately have Burning Diddy swapped on out, but Infinity's going to jump right on him with the Nether Strike, and they're going to get that kill. Sarah's also going to drop Shanks. He actually got both those kills. And with that, those 2 kills from eHug, will they push? Looks like they will. Pings are coming out. That ping was actually from Burning DD. And in fact, eHug not going to
middle tower is under
push
attack.
that bottom tier 2. They're going to back. They're going to go check out Roche.
Radiant's
Luckily
bottom
for
tower
them,
is
he's
under
going to
attack.
respawn right as they get here. They're all going to check in, and then they're going to say, oh, damn it, there's no Roche. They walk away. Oh, no. Okay, Gamer123 thought he saw the little... Sometimes you see it through the fog right as you're exiting the fog of Roche Pit. You see the effect of Roche respawning, being reborn. But luckily enough for them, they saw that. Now they're going to go for Roche. Ice Blast flies in, hits the most important target, and that's the Ursa. And that means he's not going to be able to tank it up. And with just that one ability,
Dire's top tower
and
is
the
under
fact
attack.
that this is an Egg Scepter, Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast, that means it lasts forever.
There is comfort.
It means that eHug
Dire's
not
top
going to be
tower
able
is
to
under
take that
attack.
Roche. And when you look at that now, maybe they should have just taken that tier 2. Because now they've basically got nothing as a result of that kill. But they're going to look to do it again as they've smoked up, making their way down into the Radiant Jungle. Infinity quite far away. He'll TP to get a little bit closer. Of course, Charge will get him there quick. What's the move speed on Max Charge? 750. Will they find someone? Oh, they're going to run into some heroes of top 5 as they've smoked up. But it's going to get popped immediately. Sorrow's going to jump on to Big Bubblegum. He's going to force staff himself away. Pandago's going to try and chase him down. Now we're going to have the Nether Strike onto Burning DD. Oh my goodness, this is such a splintered fight. But Burning DD is going to try to run away, and he will get far enough. The axe is coming out from Kappa as he's going to get shackled to a tree. Maybe he should have axed those trees. Big Bubblegum jumps on in with the Slither and Crush, but Gamer123 gets put in that prison from Pandago, giving him a ridiculous amount of health regen. But oh my goodness, this cask hitting all the right targets at all the right times. MJW gets the double. Frankly, it should have almost been a triple going his way. Pandago getting quite low, but he'll just pop that Q, run over the trees, and TP back home. Ice Blast flying in won't find Pandago.
Run!
What a game we've had so far. It's been so back and forth. And now, let's take a look at our gold graph and see where we actually stand as eHug has brought it right back. And you know what? There has been some significant changes to that kind of rubber band or comeback mechanic, whatever you want to call it. And it has been lessened quite a bit. So this is legitimate. Not that the ones in 6.83 weren't legitimate, but a legitimate comeback coming out from eHug as they find themselves just 3,000 gold behind top 5. And Saro's going to go into Roche Pit and he's going to get Ice Blast one more time. He's going to try to walk out, but he's going to run right into Shanks. Just pops that BKB, and now Shanks is the one who's in trouble. Charge is going to come out from Infinity. That Vengeful Spirit's going to hit the dirt. Kappa, big bubble gum. AJ, where's Burning DD? He's coming. He's TPing to the tier 2. They're going to find a kill onto Pandago. Gamer123 tries to shackle him up, but will just hit the Slardar and the Necrobook minion. Roche is going to go down. Saro will be able to pick up that Aegis, but one more time, we've got top 5 engaging them in the Roche Pit. MJW will get tossed up in the air on that Witch Doctor. Burning D is a focus target for eHug. He'll go down. Infinity and Saro both going down, both getting low and both going down. Saro will respawn with the Aegis. MJW and Gamer123 trying to get out alive as those Necrobook minions and Shadow Fiend Illusions doing a ton of work, but Saro just blinking on top of the Beastmaster, dropping him, picking up the gem that he had. And I believe that was Pandago's gem, as of course he died, so it dropped on the ground. I don't think we've got another gem on the board. No, we don't. Cheese was dropped in that Roche fight. It was picked up by the Slardar. He didn't use it in the fight. So we still have that going for top 5, but Aegis was expelled as well. So eHug doesn't have that, but interesting, the fights that we've seen around Roche Pit. As everyone kind of knows, Ursa always threatening taking Roche, and surprisingly, no real changes to Roche in 6.84. I think everyone was kind of in agreement that Roche was too easy to kill. But still, no changes to it, surprisingly, coming up from Ice Frog there. Asaro he's upgraded to a Helm of the Dominator, but he's also picked up a Perseverance. I wonder what that's going to build into. There's been a couple changes with different items being built with Perseverance now. Can't really 100% speculate, but let's just take a look at what it can build into. So it can build into Refresher, which of course it did before, but now it requires 2 Perseverances. It can build into Lincoln's, which I don't know if that's really a good option for Saro. Can build into a Battle Fury. Of course, Battle Fury also requiring a Quelling Blade now, but also has the effect of the Quelling Blade. But there's also this new item, Lotus Orb, which will be a plate mail and 900 gold recipe. So he would have been able to buy that, so I'm not sure what he's doing with the Perseverance. Maybe just sitting on a little bit of his reliable gold, making sure he has buyback. But Lotus Orb, what it does is it kind of works like Lincoln's, except you can cast it on yourself or on an allied hero, so similar to Lincoln's. And what it will do is it will basically you activate it. It's not passive and all of a sudden it'll respond. But what it is it's like you have to activate it, and any single target attacks that go on the target during that duration will also be reflected. So they'll hit the target, but they'll also be reflected back to the original caster. So we'll use Vengeful Spirit as a prime example. If Shanks were to throw a magic missile on a target that had the Lotus Orb active on them, that target would get stunned by the magic missile, but also a magic missile would come shooting out of that target and stun Shanks. And yes, it reflects everything within that duration, not just one spell coming out. And it's I have to reiterate, it's only single target things. So Shadow Fiend, nothing that he has will be reflected in terms of his spells. Amplified damage will be reflected from Slardar, but Slither Crush will not. Primal Roar will get reflected. Ancient Apparition, Cold Feet will get reflected. Nothing else will. So there's not really that much use for a Lotus Orb this game, but certainly we will see it soon. It is going to be a Lincoln's instead, as I think because there is a pretty distinct lack of single target abilities, that also kind of helps Sorrow because they are high value single target abilities. All the ones I mentioned, pretty important. Magic Missile is, you know, he can work around that with this BKB as well. But Magic Missile, it's hard to really make sure you try to get that on the Ursa. You've got to really stay back on the Vengeful Spirit, and that's hard to do because most of the time you're going to be swapping your Shadow Fiend back to safety, and then you're just going to stun whoever you can before you're probably going to go down. There would be an interesting, we won't see it this game, but it would be an interesting interaction between the Nether Swap, because what would happen is if you Nether swapped a target with a Lotus Orb, the Venge would swap places with it, and then the other person would swap places with the Venge again, so nothing would actually happen.
Top tower has fallen.
They'd swap and swap back immediately. It would actually be kind of interesting to see. But there is some really cool interactions between those two heroes, well, that item and that hero. Of course, Spirit Breaker, both targets will charge each other. It's really interesting. Let's quickly cycle through our heroes on the Radiant side, see what everyone has. The Cheese has been passed to Burning DD. He's also picked up a Manta. What does our Slardar have? Still no BKB, sitting on 1900 gold, so he can buy the Mithril Hammer, but still quite a ways out from actually completing that. We've got a Plate Mail picked up by Kappa. He's also got another Gem of True Sight, and it was purchased by Shanks. Speaking of Shanks, let's try to click on him. There we go. He's got his Tranquils and an Urn. No real progression since we last checked in. We do have a 4-staff that has been picked up by AJ, but he's also added a Ghost Scepter to his item pool as well. Infinity, just the BKB, that was his most recent pickup, but it's got 750 gold. Sorrow has, of course, picked up that Lincoln's, which we just saw. In fact, they're going to smoke up and try and go for a kill here. MJW with the Glimmer Cape has added a BKB as well. Pandago holding on to that gem, so they passed it back to him. And Gamer123 has picked up a Chrysalis. And he's also finished his Aghanim Scepter. They are going to find Kappa. They're going to jump on him with Sorrow, popping the BKB because he knows that some CC was going to be coming up. Of course, Primal Roar will actually pierce the BKB. Kappa is going to be the first target. He's going to go down. Shanks also is going to go down as Burning DD is going to get tossed up in the air by that Yule Scepter. He lands, pops his Manta, and starts right-clicking down Infinity, but Pandago is there, putting Infinity in that prison, making him immune to the physical damage. He does go down as soon as it wears off. Kappa managing to get the kill there, but 3 kills going the way of eHug, just losing their one hero, and that's going to be Infinity. There is a gem on the ground. They will pick it up, but it's a 1,500 gold swing in favor of eHug, and I think that probably puts them back in the lead, and indeed it does. They're about 2,000 gold now ahead of top 5. Just to remind everyone, this is a best of 1, so the loser of this is eliminated from the tournament. The winner will survive to live another day, as they'll look to continue their path to hopefully the finals in the Dota 2 Canada Cup.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We're going to have eHug pushing the tier 2 tower here.
Middle tower is under attack.
Top 5, probably not going to defend it. They still have their Shadow Fiend dead for another 20 seconds. The Beastmaster is going to be up in 5.
Middle tower
Both of them have buyback, but no sense using it right now. There has been some changes to buybacks, though. In 6.83 and previously, you used to be able to buy back, and then you wouldn't be able to earn any unreliable gold. However, you'd be able to earn reliable gold. So basically, going and killing heroes, you get full gold for it. But you wouldn't be able to get any gold from killing creeps. Now, what they've done is they've actually changed it, so you can get gold from killing creeps. And you still can get kills from, or get gold from killing heroes, but you get, I think, 60% less. I don't remember the exact number, but you get a percentage less gold, and it's quite significant. Something like 60%
Regeneration.
of the gold that you normally get, or 60% less. I can't remember, but it's a reduction of gold. So it basically means you still can't buy back to go farm, and even if you buy back to defend your base, it's not going to be as big of a gold swing for the team that's defending and gets forced to buy back. In 6.83, we used to see a lot of uphill pushes kind of fail because a million buybacks came out from the defending team. And then because they won that fight and had spent all those buybacks, they actually ended up coming back in net worth. as a result. It was a really, really weird interaction. But we're not going to see that anymore, or at least we're going to see a variation of it if we do. Still no BKB from the Slaughter. He's getting close. Just a couple hundred gold out. What's flying on the courier? It's going to just be a set of wards. We do have Soul Ring on there from Kappa. Surprising that he hasn't just sold that, although he does have inventory space for it. But of course, that's where he was holding his gem before. Zaro actually farming in the Radiant jungle here. Roche is back up, and Zaro's going to jump into the pit just to kill the boar. Oh, he's going to go for Roche. Lingering Vision should have let them know that he's still in there. Of course, there's an Observer Ward here that would have spotted him rotating out. Ice Blast flying in once again. It's actually going to pass the mark. So it will still fly over Zaro and affect him with the Frostbitten. But it won't actually deal the damage to him, and Zaro will just go right back into Roche Pit with that Frostbite on him. And it looks like eHug may have secured a Roche here, as they've managed to push top 5 back. Top 5, maybe not thinking that Zaro would have re-engaged Roche with that Ice Blast, or maybe just backing away because the Ice Blast was off the mark. But we will see Roche go down. The Aegis will go on to the Ursa. But who's got the cheese? It's going to be Gamer123 on the Wind Ranger, who has upgraded his Chrysalis to a Daedalus. MJW. My goodness. I still can't believe the amount of items he has. He's going to be holding on to the gem. Pendago has picked up... Well, he's got a gem of his own, but he's also got a Glimmer Cape to go with his Force Staff. So 2 Glimmer Capes on the side of eHug. It is a very, very strong item.
Just what the doctor ordered.
For supports. Infinity hasn't really made much progress yet. Do we have the BKB completed on Big Bubblegum? We don't. You can buy it. He might look to. But maybe he's going to want to save that buyback. Not sure what's going to be more valuable here. I would personally go with the buyback, but we'll see what he chooses to go with. Eagle Song has been picked up by Bernie DD. So we've got a butterfly on the way. Mithril Hammer will be purchased. Yeah, he's sitting on his buyback. He only has 525 surplus gold right now, so he's still a little ways out from being able to purchase that recipe. eHug has backed away though, and now top 5 will try and venture out of their base. They do have this sentry up there, making sure that the pillar's not warded, but we do have this better placed Observer Ward, frankly, from eHug, spotting this rotation, spotting all these movements coming out from top 5. So basically everyone on eHug knows where everyone on top 5 is at the moment. As a result of that ward, and of course being able to see Shanks in the bottom lane, they pretty much have tabs on everyone. They know that Burning DD went up towards the Ancients. They know that all these other heroes went up through here into the jungle. They've got this Observer Ward to see when they pop out the other side. Or sorry, that's a Radiant one. They've got this Observer Ward to see if they pop out through here. So they can pretty much know that all their opponents are basically in their jungle, or have backed away, as they did back away through this Observer Ward, so they know that they're actually back here in the mid. But eHug having a lot of control of the map right now, and also having the net worth lead by, oh my god, look at the swings up and down. It looks like Mount Everest right now. But about 10,000 gold in favor of eHug now. XP, 15k. Lotus Orb. There we go. We will see a Lotus Orb. Infinity's going to pick it up. It's going to be flying in from the courier.
Radiant's top
It'll be interesting to see if we get to see that swap. It does just cast on allies, right? I haven't... Is it just allies?
Radiant's
Applies a shield to the target unit, which recasts most targeted spells back to their caster. Interesting. So, you can cast it on an enemy? Huh. What kind of interaction are we... Is that a strong Vengeful Spirit counter to stop her from being able to swap out the Shadow Fiend? I wonder if we're going to see it used like that. What will it stop eHug from casting? Shackle Shot? Obviously everything that Winter Wyvern casts. Spirit Breaker stuff, but obviously he's not going to screw himself with that. Witch Doctor cast.
Double damage.
Look at it go!
Interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope that we're able to spot it in the team fight. It still
Gold and
takes a little
sweet.
bit of getting used to with the new items and what they look like when they pop. Sorrow? Is he going on the hunt here? He's by himself. He does have DD and the Aegis. He's also got 5,900 gold. Oh my goodness. What is he buying? Abyssal's got to be the next item.
Oh, look at it go!
Lotus Orb.
Endurance run.
Glimmer Cape being popped. These new items, so weird, but so awesome at the same time. We're going to have a Perseverance getting picked up by MJW. I don't know what that's for. I'm thinking maybe Lincoln's. I don't know. I don't see Refresher being that high value. I don't know. What has Pandago picked up? It's going to be a Vlad's. Of course, Vlad's now applies to range heroes as well. Previously, there'd be two... I mean, there still is, but there's two mechanics. There was a melee lifesteal, and then an everyone attack damage increase. Now, the melee lifesteal also applies to range, so it's everyone lifesteal and everyone attack damage increase. So we're going to see that coming up from Pandago. Sorrow still hasn't spent that gold. 6,200, 6,400. What is it for? Javelin. Oh, what am I doing? Javelin, Basher, Abyssal. 6,750.
Dire's
That's
middle
what he needs
tower
to
is
complete
under
that.
attack.
If he chooses to go for it. Big Bubblegum has completed that BKB finally. The butterfly did come out from Burning DD. Still haven't seen anything come
Dire's
out from the
middle tower
plate
is
mail
under
for
attack.
Kappa. Are we going to see a fight here? Big Bubblegum will try to jump away. He will, misuse his Force Staff there, but he'll still get away. AJ still hasn't really added anything on, but he does have 2,600 gold still to saving buyback. We're going to see a Basher come out from Sorrow, and he's sitting on 3,800 gold right now, so we can buy the relic, but that'll be all of his gold, and he's probably going to want to save on to buyback as well. He's sitting on 2,400 surplus, so if we assume that he's saving for buyback, that's another 1,400, probably 1,500 gold before he actually buys it, just to give himself a little bit of a buffer. Might even want to save a little bit more if he doesn't see a fight actually brewing, but we may see a fight brewing as we've got a grouping of heroes on the side of top 5, hanging out in the bottom lane. Are they going to push? Tier 2's still up, but it looks like they're just going to back away. eHug is standing behind their Tier 2 to defend it, but top 5 is completely moved away as they're running right back to their base as 5. They don't know where eHug is, I guess, and they're playing it a little safe. Both teams playing it quite
Dire's
safe
bottom
right now.
tower is under attack.
As their future in the tournament is on the line. Gonna have a 5-man
Dire's
smoke
bottom tower
from the
is
side of
under
eHug.
attack.
As they'll run straight down through the bottom rune location. They are going to check Roche. He's actually not available to be up yet. We just don't get to know exactly how long before he's going to be back up. But unfortunately, we do have a pause here coming up from top 5. Hopefully, it won't be too long here. But who's close? Who's close to the smoke? Kappa's kind of close. AJ's kind of in the area. Looks like he's heading away, but I think Kappa's going to be going for this camp and maybe even this camp. And he could very well be in trouble with them coming down from the top, from the high ground here at the ramp. Renny Diddy and Big Bubblegum are at the Ancients. Shanks moving out of the base as well, so he's going to be close by as well for the potential for a swap. But if eHug chooses to keep going with this smoke and try and venture into the Radiant side of the map, this could very well lead to the end of the game. If they get a pick off, they could probably break the high ground quite easily, depending on who they pick off. Let's take a look actually and see what we've got in terms of buybacks on the side of the Radiant. We've got one on the Shadow Fiend, Slardar, and Ancient Apparition, and also, the Beastmaster. So pretty much everyone on the side of top 5 has a buyback, with the exception of the Vengeful Spirit. So a pick-off isn't really going to be the end of the world for top 5. Might just force out a buyback. But we will see eHug keep moving into the top 5 side of the map. As well, they're gonna. Oh no, they're not gonna back into their base. Kappa is clearing that camp, but he's a little scared to kind of push out, as they're all hiding in their base once again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now we're actually gonna have a TP back from Gamer123s. We do have to keep in mind that there is a set of racks down. This racks went down very, very early in the game for top 5. And that's always kind of threatening eHug when they go to push. They've already lost one tier 4 tower. The second one's at half HP. Now we're going to have a smoke from top 5. Where do we stand? 12,000 gold still in favor of eHug. Almost 20,000 XP. We're moving as 5 through the bottom lane. Shanks leading the way. We'll get an observer ward up. He's pinging where they want to go. We do have some heroes from eHug off to the right-hand side. Power shot will fly out. Did it spot the Ancient Apparition? I think it did. Yeah, ping's coming out. Gamer123 saying, hey, they're over here. Now they're doing the Ancients. Will we see an engage here from eHug? Power shot still trying to spot out the opponents. We're going to have a charge from the Spirit Breakers. He's leading the way. He's going to get tossed up in the air. But there's that reflect coming out as it also tossed Burning DD up in the air, as he's going to be the focus target, but now he's going to get a big Requiem off. Sorrow has it dropped the Vengeful Spirit. Is he going to wrap around, try to engage on the Shadow Fiend? Not looking like it. Burning DD is re-engaging onto the other heroes on eHug. Oh no, Burning DD and Kappa get linked together with that shackle shot. He will get the Yules off to toss himself up in the air. Now they'll switch to Big Bubblegum, but he'll be able to back away. Gamer123 popping that cheese as he was getting low. Infinity charges on in. He's low on HP. He does have the Lotus Orb. He will pop that, but won't be able to really reflect anything. Burning DD so low. Sitting on 23 HP right now, but no one on eHug is able to get close enough to finish him off. They do finish off the Ancient Apparition. And Kappa and Burning DD both make it out of there. We do lose 2 heroes on the side of eHug, the Winter Wyvern and the Spirit Breaker, but we just saw Infinity buy back. The tier 4 tower did go down to the creeps that were pushing down the mid lane. On the back of that fight, Sorrow finishes his Abyssal Blade, so he'll have that available to him in the next fight. And it is going to be a Linken's, as it's going to get completed for MJW. Sorrow's popped the Wind Run, trying to find a kill onto Shanks there. It won't latch to the trees just far enough away. He will get the magic missile off. Sorrow's going to blink forward. They're going to maybe a little deep for this. Shanks swapping himself with Burning TD. He's kind of swapping his Shadow Fiend into harm's way, but not really. Instead, Infinity charges and overextends himself, and he's going to go down. I'm going to pop his BKB. But yeah, he's going to go down. That was an 8-second BKB, dropping now down to 7. We will see Kappa finally purchase something to go with that plate mail, and it's going to be a completed AC. But I think we kind of expected. 3,700 gold on the Shadow Fiend. Vlad's still not quite completed for Pandago. Top 5 does know that Roche is up. Not sure if eHug does. They've seen Kappa go in there. They see Burning DD go in there. They see Shanks and Bubblegum go in there. This Observer Ward is going to spot that now. Oh, MJW is just gonna go in with the Glimmer Cape, pop the BKB, and just drop the Death Ward. Gonna drop Shanks. Kappa's gonna go down as well. Sorrow's on Burning D, trying to right-click him down. There's the Lotus Orb. Yes, it is cast on Burning DD. Interesting. But we are going to see a complete turnaround of the fight as top 5 is now in control as they're going to try to chase down Gamer123. We do have a buyback from Sorrow, but he's not going to be able to TP himself closer as he doesn't have a slot for a TP. His teammates are all dead. Well, not anymore. MJW, he wasn't dead, but Gamer123 buys back. And as a result, top 5 will back away. Sorrow did find a kill as he picked off Big Bubble Gum. God, I love saying that name. So Gamer123 and Sorrow will go for Roche. Ice Blast once again will fly into the Roche pit and just kind of annoy these two heroes as they try to break down Roche. It won't stop them from doing it though. Sorrow, what did he drop on the ground? Helm of the Dominator. As he picks up the Aegis, Gamer123 once again picks up the Cheese. He's picked up a staff, or a Mystic Staff. So probably going towards a Sheep Stick. But that's going to be a little ways out. MJW sitting on 2,000 gold. Infinity, well, he's been buying back. Burning DD still. It's going to be a Satanic for him. There we go. So he completes that. AJ's picked up a Lotus Orb. Okay. So AJ cast the Lotus Orb on his own Shadow Fiend. It wasn't cast by eHug. Shanks still no item progression. Oh my goodness. It's been a tough game for support. Or at least for Vengeful Spirit. And some of the supports on the Dire side are looking pretty good. MJW is actually our 4th highest net worth. Unreal. Ice Blast will fly in and will hit MJW. No, it doesn't. Interesting. It will hit Sorrow. MJW looked like he was definitely inside that circle.
Regeneration.
Now we kind of sit and wait as both teams not really venturing on the other side of the map just yet. We will have a gem get purchased by Shanks. So top 5 going to be holding on to a gem. He'll probably have to hold on to it because I don't think anyone on his team is really going to have the inventory space. They do have a slot on a Slardar, but I don't know if he'll actually be holding on to it. I was going to say, we've got a slot on the Shadow Fiend? No, we don't. He's missing his boots, and he's going to buy boots to travel. This top 5 just sits in their base. eHug's also grouped up. I think both teams may be a little wary of the potential smoke. And yeah, now the eHug shows in the mid lane, and top 5 moves out, but moves out together. Ice Blast flies down mid, hits 3. It's... no, just hits 1 actually.
It's up.
Looked like it applied to 3. My mistake. Burning DD pushes out in the bottom lane, immediately TP's back. As they're not risking anything. Playing very, very safe as top 5. Once again, this is the best of 1. So they definitely don't want to take any too big risks and throw away the rest of their tournament. We do have another match coming up after this, starting at 8 p.m., but we're already at 8 p.m. So, we will have another match, but it's going to be a best of 3 between the North American Rejects and Summoner's Rift. That one's going to be a hell of a match. Can't wait for it. The Vlad's was finished by Pandago. But yeah, we first have to finish this one. As honestly, right now, it could be anyone's game. Obviously, we look at the gold. eHug favored. 9,000 gold. And their favorite, 20,000 XP. But these fights can go any which way. Gamer123 just finishes his Scythe of Vice. So he has the Sheep Stick. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. As this game has been a long one, 58 minutes now.
Dire's bottom tower
eHug
is
starts
under
moving
attack.
down the mid lane. This could be the start of the final fight, maybe. I'm going to switch on over to the buyback. And ooh, not many heroes have buyback. Most on cooldown, actually.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, here we go. Lotus Orb being used onto the Ursa, but it's going to wear off now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tier 3 dropping pretty quickly as it's going to go down. Sorrow will get put in that imprison by Pandago and then get Force Staff back. So he gets healed up to full. Little top 5. How are they going to look to defend here? We've lost the tier 3. The Racks haven't taken any damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But now it looks like eHug will back away. Or will they? Nope, they're just waiting for the next creep wave. Oh boy, this is so tense right now. Who will win? This next coming fight is going to be so important. We do have buyback on the 2 big cores on the side of top 5, the Shadow Fiend and the Sloidar. We don't have those buybacks on the cores from eHug, but they're not going to be able to get to the fight even if they were to buy back. The Aegis will get reclaimed. So Sorrow now doesn't have an Aegis. Are we going to have it engaged? We are! It's going to land onto the Shadow Fiend. He's going to get swapped back by Shanks, but Shanks goes down immediately. Ice Blast will find the kill onto Pandago, but Big Bubblegum will go down as well. Burning DD is the focus target now for eHug. As he's in no man's land, he's going to go down, buys back immediately. We also had Big Bubblegum buy back as well, and now eHug will back away with those 2 buybacks being used. Maybe advantage eHug there? Unsure. Oh, it's not over. Big Bubblegum will jump on Gamer123. Shackle will land. Oh my goodness. We'll latch him. That's a dieback now for the Sloidar as eHug. Oh my goodness. Maybe capitalizing a little bit of an overextension there from top 5. Will they look to re-push down the mid lane? Given that Sloidar won't be able to buy back and he'll be down for another 85 seconds. Shanks will be up in 10. Got another 20 till Pandago's back up. There is a significant creep push in the top lane for the Radiant, so the tier 3 is going to take quite a bit of a beating. Might even go down there. But here we go. Sorrow's going to jump onto Kappa as he's going to be their initial focus target. Requiem going to go out, but never mind. He's going to get disabled. Kappa will go down. Burning D pops the Manta, but it blocks his retreat. Now he's going to have to Yules himself up in the air, and he's going to get swapped back by Shanks. Shanks going down. Infinity getting the charge off on Burning DD as now eHug tries to bring down the Shadow Fiend. If they bring him down, it's probably going to be the game, and they do. He's down for another 120 seconds. AJ is going to go down as well, as this one looks like it's going to be it. GG gets called by top 5, as they will get eliminated from the tournament. eHug will walk away the victors,
Radiant's middle barracks.
as they will remain alive in the losers bracket as they'll advance to the next round, where they'll play another best of 1. Not sure who they're going to be playing yet, as that remains to be determined. But what a game. An hour, just under an hour and 2 minutes. A real back and forth affair. But eHug does take it. Top 5 get eliminated. Whew, I need to take a break. Take a break here. But we might not have too long of a break, as our other match was already scheduled to start 5 minutes ago. So we'll probably start in about 5 minutes from now. That'll be between the North American Rejects and Summoner's Rift. It's going to be a best of 3. That's a winner's bracket match, and it's not even the quarterfinals. We're already into the semifinals for that. And that's going to be one hell of a match. Interesting to see what both those teams have planned for 6.84. But once again, I'm Niz. You were watching the Dota 2 Canada Cup. Hit those follow buttons. Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Everything's NizCast. You can find it. Also, check out the official channels for Dota 2 Canada Cup. That's Dota 2 Canada Cup on Twitch. Also, Dota2.ca is their website, and there's an in-game ticket as well. So go check those out. I will be back in about 5 minutes with our next game. Try to rest my voice. Try to get a little bit of liquid in me to kind of cool down my vocal cords, or maybe to soothe them a little bit. But we'll see you in about 5 minutes for what's shaping up to be one hell of a match. Thanks for watching.